Hello, Niall. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing very good. I'm waking up at the moment. Welcome everybody to week 3 of our vlogs, and week 2 of actually vlogging.
Yeah, and well, we say week 3, but I mean our upload schedule has been pretty much non-existent. But we have 3 videos that we're going to release in a particular order. Just know they're in 3 weeks.
Exactly. Yes. So that is the beauty of imagination. You can imagine they were all filmed around the same time that you're seeing them, or no, it was probably filmed a couple years before. Now we'll get this out pretty soon. But today we're going. So we've had desert, and then we had ghost town. And me being a California boy at heart, I just wanted to switch it up. I missed the beach. We're about 4 hours from the closest beach, so we figured we'd try one of them fake beaches with the lake instead of the ocean.
Ooh, Lake Beach.
Yeah, Lake Beach. So we're gonna be heading down over there.
And right now we're getting breakfast at Jack in the Box because
look at what Brendan got. We got all the loveliness. We got croissant.
Stop it.
We got bacon. We got ham.
What that is a bad decision before we go play in the heat.
Tune in next week when we go to the doctor.
Yeah, day trip 4. Doctor.
Hi there. So what had happened was we didn't know the lake cost money to look at. So Monster Museum. Alright. So here we are in the Monster Museum, and I want to do this in front of Devlins Rejects, which is one of my top 3 favorite movies of all time, and all the signatures are here, and I just want to be this close to it. Tom Devlin and his team did not create this. However, Academy Award-winning makeup special artist Rick Baker and his team did. This is the actual screen-used Gremlin spider from Gremlins 2: The New Batch. That's incredible.
Wow, gorgeous.
We're about to take you in to the Monster Museum and show you all it has to offer. But first, I gotta stop in here. Go away.
Okay, go.
Let's do that again.
When you it wants to know about the movies, and it's very good. It's on every scene that we have in this museum. Lastly, don't feed them after midnight.
It's technically always after midnight somewhere.
Pitch black, sir.
Alfred Hitchcock, Vincent Price, horror legends of their time. Creature from the Black Lagoon from the movie Creature from the Black Lagoon, of course. We have John Chambers. Oh, this is from Planet of the Apes, a series that I actually have not seen all that often. And Jesus Christ.
What got you?
Her.
Oh. She looks good.
Whenever I was little, I was terrified of anything horror. I didn't even want to walk in the room whenever a scary movie was playing. My mom was a big fan of them. If I knew one was playing, I would stay in my room or completely avoid the area entirely. Now, whenever I was really little, she thought it would be a fantastic idea to take me through the haunted part of one of the Hollywood wax museums. I don't think it was Madame Tussauds. I think it was called the Hollywood Wax Museum. And what I remember is I was about 4-ish, 5-ish, and I was holding my mom's hand. I looked down and I saw a skull on the floor and I stepped on it. Curtain whipped up, I see this, head spinning. I scream, let go of my mom's hand, sprint down the hall. I see Patrick Bateman, Norman Bates, holding the knife. Scares me even more. I run into Frankenstein's monster, the mummy. I run into Freddy, and I just collapse. Completely traumatized, shaking. My mom had to pick me up. And on the way out, there was this little pamphlet of all the little Wax Museum figures. And for some reason, I couldn't stop looking at the scary ones. Even though they terrified me, I couldn't stop looking at them. And that was the planting of the seeds that grew into how much I love horror today. But as much as I love horror, I still hate this. If you have not seen it, Face Off is a show where a bunch of special effects and makeup artists come by, and it's a competition show. And they create different characters. Universal Studios actually had an entire maze dedicated to some of the creatures that they came up with. And this is Tom's creation. I believe he called it... he called it...
What did he call it now?
He called it...
Hey Niall, what did he call it?
He called it...
I actually watched these movies back when I was a kid because dolls always scared the crap out of me.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole idea of creepy ass puppets killing people was effective to me. Also, Chucky was effective to me. Actually, as a child, most things were effective to me. I was a very terrified child.
And here we have a copy of the screenplay of Axis Termination.
And why is it called Axis Rising?
Axis Rising. Oh. Ooh.
I think I know why. Probably because there's a Nazi werewolf involved.
Probably because there's a Nazi werewolf. I mean, what good movie doesn't have
and actual Nazis?
Yep. Look at them. And then that thing. That thing's always great.
And Mr. SS. There he is.
Oh, look at him. That was his name, Mr. SS?
I don't know. I didn't see this one. And then Cowboy Guy, because he's the hero because of America. I don't know.
I think this is one of Gorn's
guessing
earlier roles before he was discovered for Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Before he worked out. So this is very, very exciting for me because there's a movie series that I watched that I'm willing to bet not a lot of people did, but I fell in love with it. It's called the Evil Bong series. And this is Evie. Evie the Evil Bong. Now if you haven't seen this, it's a wonderful story. It's about a group of stoners who come across a bong, and when they smoke it, they get transported into an interdimensional strip club inside the bong, and then they die. And then part 2 was the same thing, essentially, but in a jungle with a giant stone bong, and the third one was Evil Bong in space. It was an alien bong. So you smoke this, you go to the space thing. All the people in there were different colors of greens and blues, and it was fantastic. It's one of the biggest guilty pleasure franchises I have, and I love it. I'm actually gonna send this to the friend that I watched this with because he's gonna freak out.
I grew up with these motherfuckers. These are my friends. These are my pals, my childhood, my life, my love. I owned every figurine that I possibly could get my hands on. That collection was probably worth thousands because those figures did raise in price. But then my grandma threw them away in a move. It was upsetting, and I'm very sad.
But hey, you say you were there in the height of Turtle Mania.
Like the 1990s-ish movies, I think. And God, that movie. Still today, I still like it. I think
first Ninja Turtle?
The very first one. Because it was like there was a darkness to it. It was great.
Oh yeah.
Where the hell's Casey? I do also appreciate that over there is a bikini babe. You'll see that on camera here in a moment. There in the sewers, just a bikini hot babe that looks a whole lot like April O'Neil, which is subtext to why all of these poor teenage turtle boys suddenly see a hot blonde reporter and do whatever the fuck she says.
Shock effects horror film, NES video games, a delightful Saturday morning cartoon, and one crazy man with a whole bunch of amazing ideas. Toxic Avenger. Lloyd Kaufman created this. It spun out of control. This is the movie that involves a scene with a child being run over by a car, backed up, hit again, because he did nothing wrong. And the delightful Saturday morning cartoons and video games that followed were just mind-boggling how any of it happened. But Old Toxie here became a huge phenomenon. Now we're moving on to one of my favorite genres of horror, if not my, I'd say it's tied with my favorite, the slasher genre, the Freddys, Michaels, Jasons, Leprechauns. Freddy vs. Jason was one of the first horror movies that I remember putting on myself and watching from start to finish. And that made me fall in love with Freddy. I went back and watched all the Nightmare on Elm Streets, and the way that I got over my fear of jump scares was actually Nightmare on Elm Street 2010. I was forced into the theater, I was upset the whole time, I wanted to leave, and after the first jump scare in that diner scene, I was hooked. I couldn't get enough. And the franchise that is responsible for my love of horror comedy is another Wes Craven product, Scream. Scream is one of my favorite franchises. I love all of them, even 3. Jay and Bob cameo, you can't beat that. But here's a really cool piece of memorabilia. This is not a movie prop. Now, the Scream mask was actually a very, very popular Halloween mask well before the movie was even made. And this is a mask that was bought by the owner, Tom, 2 years before 1996's Scream came out. So this mask predates these posters. Another icon that's been getting quite a little bit of popularity these days.
Well, I don't know why.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Motherfucking Tim Curry.
Pleasure, Tim Curry. Oh, have you ever seen a bad Tim Curry movie? Let me rephrase that. Have you ever seen a bad role by Tim Curry?
Are you asking if I've ever seen a bad Tim Curry performance?
There we go.
No, I know I have not.
Even though the one way to save a terrible movie, Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Because at least then there's some rewatchability.
And controversial. The original 1980s TV special of It.
Oh, I thought you were gonna...
Not very good.
No, it's not very good, and I feel like this needs to be addressed. People need to understand that. I'm sorry, but we have 2 new ones.
Yeah, but Tim Curry was in it, and that was fantastic.
And that is worth 3.5 hours.
Yes.
At least once.
At least his performance.
Maybe only once.
Only once. And then you can watch the first half a couple times, because that was okay. But as soon as the adults get on screen, all of the charisma and chemistry and acting and interest.
Watch night 1. Watch the first half with the kids. I feel like
those aren't bad.
That's a pretty. I would call that a good, like a week recommend, but still recommend. Night 2, no. Speaking of controversial opinions that we have, I do love this movie. I love this movie to death, but I have some words about the methods of the creation that you will hear about on a later project that we have planned. And you'll hear about it in detail. And but this is one of the most important horror movies of the times. It is what completely changed us to the very gritty slasher killer still is out there type of stories, and the horror of what man can do to man, really. And that right there is signed by Gunnar Hansen, the man who played Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw 1,
that
2,
poor man,
and 3D.
Yeah.
He went through a lot.
Yeah, that costume
As did everybody.
was not horribly comfortable. That's true, yeah. Everyone. Hello, buddy.
Oh, it's Tarman!
Alright, so you need...
Zombies. Some people are burnt out by them. I get it. Alright, we had Walking Dead, zombies were everywhere, Zombieland, new Zombieland coming out, yes. But, as I told Brendan numerous times, if there's one zombie movie that you absolutely have to watch, it's Return of the Living Dead. No movie I can name is more fun all the way through. It's a hilarious dark comedy. The effects are fantastic, and if you ever wondered why zombies yell brains, they're always after brains, that came from a very specific movie, this one. And this is actually the first zombie to say the word brains. It is a fantastic movie. You and everyone you know should watch it right now. As soon as the video is done, go watch it. I'll be waiting.
And how exactly will we know they watched it?
Comment,
What else should they do now?
like, and subscribe.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Let's get ready for Bruce Campbell! Sometimes you just gotta cut your hand off.
Sometimes. Especially when you need to have a chainsaw on it.
Deer will laugh at you though.
Isn't that right, Bruce? Screw you, dude. Groovy. Dudes. You're just dumb animals that stand on the road and get hit by cars and ruin cars. No one likes you. You just stand there. You may be majestic, you may look majestic, but as soon as you're like in public and shit, you're a dumbass animal that
Brent.
fucking wreck shit.
It's dead. Must you hurt it more? The dumb animal has suffered enough. So that was the Monster Museum. You think that was more fun than a beach?
I think so. Also, considering we're in Las Vegas, it's 105 degrees outside, I was really happy to be in a place that had air conditioning for
There's
once.
AC in here, and it's fantastic.
It's
But
a wonderful invention. I know, people love nature. They do. I like nature. It makes for beautiful videos, great shots.
But nature doesn't have AC.
It doesn't.
And also, this was cheaper than nature. Unfortunately. But this was an incredible experience. As a horror fan, I've been having nothing but fun for the past couple of hours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's been super fun.
At the end of the day, most of what we want to do is horror-based anyway.
Oh, yeah.
We want to do horror movies.
We have some fun, happy, but it's got the knife in there.
We do. We do got the knife in there. And
You-
we're going to use it very soon.
Oh yeah, very soon. So if you are in the Las Vegas area and you want to support an up-and-coming, no, not even up-and-coming, an established filmmaker in the horror industry who has worked in the props and makeup department, like I said, he was also on Face Off. He built everything in here that wasn't already built for a screen-used production. Come by and support him. Come on down to the Monster Museum. They deserve it. Don't look at me like that. I have a bad memory.
So they said not to touch the exhibits.
Yeah.
I need you to get out.
Okay.
Come on, get out.
But can I see?
No, get out.
We're tourists! You didn't have a choice. But at least you got to be the man.
I'm gonna hit him in the nuts when the camera goes off.
He's not lying.